Hello, everybody. Welcome to the YNTAAY AY Minis. Soon we'll have a different title. But for now, we're still the YNTAAY AY Minis, and I'm Chris Smith. Hello. Look, everybody. My Broadway wall is expanding. One of the movie posters was taken down, and we've added some more posters back there because, you know, I like posters in my room on my wall. Well, on all walls everywhere. So if I see a blank spot on a wall, I go crazy. But that's not what today's topic is about. Today we are talking about TV excitement for September because since this stupid pandemic began, there hasn't been much to watch on TV except all the stuff streaming. And so I noticed that there's a lot of new things on like network TV and some streaming too in the month of September. So let's talk about it. Now, one of the most exciting things for me is that Days of Our Lives has returned to production on September 1st. And look who's returning with it. Alison Sweeney, who plays Sammy. She's been there in storylines the last few months. Oh, this is wobbly. And now she's going to be on the show throughout the year. They said for her story will go for about a year. So she's one of the people that was returning to the set this week here in beautiful Burbank, California. And another thing in this area that's returning is the Ellen DeGeneres show. Now, it returns on September 9th for season 18. Look, I love this picture. These pictures I found. A mean Ellen and a nice Ellen picture. Because, you know, we've talked about that lately. But I do have that nice TV that she gave me. So we'll see how the rumors go about that toxic workplace environment. Now, here's somebody we hope doesn't have a workplace environment that's toxic. Drew Barrymore, America's sweetheart, has her own daytime talk show. It's syndicated like Ellen's show, so it could be on any channel in your area. Check local listings. And she's going to premiere on September 14th. So that should be interesting. You know, it's very hard, these talk shows. They come with much fanfare and then they quickly get canceled. Well, you know, maybe last a year or two. Now, here's one that's bittersweet. Dancing with the Stars is returning for season 29 on September 14th. Listen to the airplane out there. Noisy. And it's going to have Tyra Banks as a host. And look at the mirror ball for her lips. Isn't that cute? But I would be pissed if I was them because, you know, they got rid of our dear friends Tom Bergeron and Aaron Andrews. And, I mean, especially with Tom, who's been there forever. And he's such a good host. And I just feel like we need Tom and Aaron more than ever this season because it's like comfort food. And we're not comforted by Tyra Banks, who's also one of the executive producers. And they're sort of revamping the show, making it a little edgier and hipper, if possible, for ballroom dancing. No, it's very sexy and very fun. I love the show. But I would be pissed if I were some of the people on the show because their ad is a giant Tyra Banks. I mean, hello, who are you? You're brand new to the show. Now, some of the people on this season, you can pause this list if you haven't seen them and read it there. But you have Carol Baskin of Tiger King, and you have Anne Heche, Ellen's ex, and From Another World. Anne was on there. You have other people I've never heard of. Johnny Weir. You've got Justina Mikado from One Day at a Time. You've got Chriselle Strauss, who's on Days of Our Lives. She got murdered last year. Her character, at least, not her. So many Jesse Metcalf of Passions and Desperate Housewives. So that's exciting. Okay, now here's one that I'm really excited about. None other than Ratched on Netflix. It's the origin story of Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I told you how when I was a little child, here's Nurse Ratched, played by Louise Fletcher. Was it Louise Fletcher? Yes. And Sarah Paulson is going to be playing the role of Nurse Ratched. And it's from Ryan Murphy. It says, from the creator of American Horror Story. And yes, it's, as I said, it's her origin story, and it looks very stylish and very chilling. But I never saw Nurse Ratched as a villain in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, because I just thought those guys at that mental hospital were just not very nice, and it was very hard for this poor nurse to keep control over everything. So she had a very tough job. She was a caregiver. She was, today we would call her one of the frontline workers. But I guess I could lose my radio show if I compare someone who's considered a villain to our heroes on the front lines. So I take that back. But I love Nurse Ratched. I thought she was very sweet. Now here's another thing that I'm looking forward to. It's Filthy Rich on Fox, the soap opera about a televangelist and his family, his wife and he. Gerald McRaney is the husband, and Kim Cattrall of Sex and the City plays the wife. And I don't want to give away too much, but something happens, and then all these illegitimate children come forth to claim their father's, their, their rightful place in their father's televangelical empire. This show was supposed to be on last fall, and then it was moved to the spring. Then I think it was moved to the summer, maybe, but they held off once the COVID hit because they don't have anything to show this fall. And one of my friends was like, "I'm surprised you're wanting to see this because of Kim Cattrall." I love Kim Cattrall, but I am team Sarah Jessica Parker, I must say. If there's a feud going on, I'm not taking sides, but if I were, Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah. And I think they should have made a third movie. I think that they should have made Kim Cattrall. It's like going to war. It's your duty sometimes. Kim Cattrall, it was your duty to play Samantha Jones one more time. You need a trilogy. You need to be able to run all 3 movies during a day, a marathon, and if you're collecting a Blu-ray set, to hold all 3 movies in your hand and be like, oh, heaven, along with the box set of the TV show. But I digress. Filthy Rich. It premieres on Fox on September 21st. Now here's something on September 23rd on Fox that we're all excited about. The 4th season of The Masked Singer. Now, it says the new season, I can't read that. In a new season, anyone can happen. And it has Crocodile, who's one of the new characters. And as you know, this show is a singing competition. These people are masked, but they're famous people underneath. And the judges have to guess and figure out who is singing under there, and the audience votes them off. I'm sure there won't be an audience this year, but maybe there'll be virtually. I hate virtual, but, it's better than nothing. Now, this season, here are some of the contestants. You can pause it if you want. Gremlin, Snow Owl, Crocodile, Giraffe, Broccoli, Popcorn. I could go for a large popcorn right now. Seahorse, Jellyfish, Mushroom, Whatchamacallit, Squiggly Monster, Dragon, Baby Alien, and Sun. So we'll see who those people will turn out to be. Now here's another thing that was delayed because of the COVID. It's Fargo Season 4. Look at their poster art. looks like soup cans or something. And it starts September 27th on FX, and the next day on FX, or next day FX on Hulu will have the episode. And this season will feature Chris Rock. It's set back in gangster days, I believe. I don't quite know a lot about it, but it was supposed to start in the spring, and then they just had a few more episodes to do, but they had been interrupted because of all the shutdown in March. So, of course, now has finished filming, and it is premiering. Or maybe it went back into production and they're filming the tail end of it while they can start up again. I think that could be the case. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. Okay, here's another exciting show starting in September. It's Trump versus Biden, the presidential debates. Now, this year I've become quite a bit of a news junkie, and the news is stranger than any TV show nowadays. So I'm very excited about the debates. Episode 1 premieres September 29th. Episode 2 will be the vice presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence. And that will be October 7th. Then we're going to have episode 3, back to the presidential debate between Trump and Joe Biden. And that's going to be on October 15th. And then episode 4 will be their third presidential debate. That will be October 22nd. So you can check your local listings. I always watch it on MSNBC. And the season finale airs on November 3rd. I wrote and said, go out and vote. It's gonna be a nail-biter. So, who will win? We may not know November 3rd, but we'll all certainly be watching with our fingers crossed. Okay, I just saw this advertisement today, and I'm very excited about it. It's a movie. I think it was supposed to be in the theaters, but they moved it to Amazon Prime. It's called The Glorias, and it is about Gloria Steinem. It says, explores the trailblazing life of feminist Gloria Steinem in a way that only visionary director Julie Taymor can, says Deadline. And it stars Julianne Moore, Alicia Vikander, with Janelle Monáe and Bette Midler. So that's quite a cast. And it begins streaming on Amazon Prime on September 30th. And finally, the thing we're excited about in September is The Boys in the Band. That's with the cast of the Broadway revival. It's a play by Mart Crowley. It was a play off Broadway, I believe, in 1968. Then they made it into a 1970 movie. It's about a group of gay male friends who have a birthday party for one of them, and wackiness ensues. Not really wackiness, bitterness, and all sorts of drama. The movie scared me a little as a child because some of them were very catty and very angry. And so then they did a Broadway revival, 2018, 2017 maybe. And it has Andrew Rannells and Jim Parsons and just so many people. Tuck Watkins is in it, and yes, the original cast of the Broadway revival. It's a movie. It's not filmed from the stage, and that's going to be streaming on Netflix on September 30th. The trailer just dropped this week, and it looked very, very good. So anyway, those are some of the things we have to look forward to in September. So I do hope you'll be watching, and there will be some new episodes of the YNTAAY minis And stay tuned. We're going to give you some choices for our upcoming name change of our show. Okay, until next time, good night, everybody, or good day whenever you're watching this. Goodbye. Oh, beautiful wall.